Welcome to the Truth Train 88 Truth Train Tribe. Welcome to the Roar Room and Chat in the Mornings. Enjoy your show for the evening. This is just a disclaimer and entertainment purposes only. We share things to the best of our knowledge, and we come in love and peace as one big family, and you're all welcome. Enjoy the show.
Why you a number one and one and got a head up? You throwing nap, yeah.
I'm standing on the sidewalk, camera in my hand. You acting like I'm trouble, cause I'm taking my stand. But the store's got 20 lenses, watching every move you make. And you smile for them daily, like it's sweet tea on a break.
Yeah, you say you don't want cameras, but you walk right up to mine, getting loud about your privacy while stepping in the line. Ain't the lens that makes you nervous, it's the freedom in the air. You've been taught to feel your power, so you act like it ain't there.
Ain't the camera that you fear, it's the truth that's getting near. You ain't mad at me tonight, you're just fighting with your right. Why you fighting your own right? Dancing for the system spotlight. You say, don't film me, but you're running to the frame. Got your freedom on mute while you're shouting my name. While you're trusting all those towers in the sky. But you panic when a free man hits record on the fly. Baby, open your eyes, it's a wild kind of sight. You've been standing with the captors while you're losing your right.
Yeah. Authority's a magnet. Yeah, pulls you in real tight.
Got you thinking every badge is automatically right.
Well, automatically right. System got you cozy like a blanket in the cold. But freedom feels scary when you ain't been told. You defend the ones above you while you're barking at your kin. You forgot that you're the power, you forgot it starts within.
Ain't no villain in my camera, ain't no danger in my view. It's the mirror of your freedom, and it's looking back at you.
What if the fear ain't yours at all? Yeah. What if you learned it when you learn to crawl? What if the power that you think ain't there is waiting in your voice if you just breathe it? What if the change you think you need are just the stories you believe? Yeah. What if the truth you're running from
is the fact that you've been free all along?
I ain't fighting my own right, I'm stepping in the truth and the sunlight. You can feel me, I ain't running from the frame. I'm done living in the shadows of somebody else's game. I ain't bowing to the towers in the sky. I'm a free soul walking with my head held high. Baby, open your eyes, it's a wild kind of sight. We've been standing with the captors
while we're losing our rights.
Why you fighting your rights? Freedom ain't scary, it's your right. Why you fighting your own rights?
And there we go. Get everybody added to the stage here. Drum roll, please. Miss Nadine coming on the show with us tonight. And then we got the one and only, the Gen X Spiritual Ascension Counselor, Cheating BS1.
Well, hello there. I just wanted to say hello to the sheepdogs and Nadine and everybody. And I think I'm up to 4 fans now. I think we have Hunter in the house. I just want to say, Hunter, if anybody asks you how you're doing, you just tell them you're doing fantastic, but it will get better. And then also to the drill sergeant over there, what he said this morning, drill, baby, drill.
Hey, that's what he was saying. So another amazing day today. Today is January 20th, 2026. Welcome to the War Room. We had a pretty cool chat this morning. I had a few little hiccups with the internet, but overall we finished it out strong. They cut the recording short, so It's just a couple hours this morning we put in on the recording, but it's about 3 or 4 hours. So a lot of good things were shared. I want to send a shout out to Miss Cindy.
Yep, using her throat chakra.
She's exercising the throat chakra to this morning, so really
Which is
appreciated
awesome.
sharing her story,
And her testimony
her
was
testimony.
yes, very powerful.
So last night we were talking about the Vietnam vets, right? And y'all remember the video that I showed where they were spraying all the Agent Orange? I'm trying to pull it back up so I can, yeah, with the Agent Orange, how it was coming out of the hoses, right? Well, I looked into the AFFF foam systems that firefighters and that we use on the aircraft carriers and the ships, and even in hangar bays on military installations. And that has same cancer causing issues and PFAS. So there's lawsuits out right now, class action lawsuits, um, stuff like that. So I went and pulled up a lot of footage from even local firefighters using this stuff, and it shows them draining this stuff out into the fields. Like when they clear their hoses of the foam, they just spray it out onto the ground. So what do you think that's going to do, right? So I don't think there's a lot of attention on it. But we're going to bring a little bit on that tonight. Also, we're going to show tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about this. You want to call it like the boomerang,
Boomerang ice.
where ICE is now asking law enforcement officers in Minnesota for their ID. Show me the papers.
Yes.
And the local law enforcement isn't liking it too much.
No. And they're in like a bunch of. I saw them on the news on different cities and states saying they're kind of worried about ICE now, what they're doing there now. They're questioning why they're there because it's not what they were told.
Hey, y'all said y'all were just going after immigrants. So what's going on here, right?
Yeah. So it
That's
looks
what
like
happened.
there's a boomerang. Maybe everything that is not as it seems, right?
Everything isn't as it seems, right? And then we also learned, and this is something that I brought up. I said, well, if ICE is going after rapists and murderers, then why are the sheriffs not going after them, rapists and murderers? Are we allowing rapists and murderers not to be arrested because they're illegal or whatever the case may be? It didn't make sense to me. But then you look into it, and it's ICE is only for immigration, right? Not for murder and rape.
Right.
So what's really going on, right?
Well, they're supposed to get questioning illegal immigrants, right? So maybe the immigrants are not what we thought they were, right? Maybe foreign occupants. Maybe.
Can y'all hear her?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
just real quick, if I cut out, it means I'll be back. I just have to step in and do something real quick.
It's all good. So let me add this to screen here. What do y'all want to cover first? You want to cover the AFFF foam, PFAS? Here, let's do this. Let's just go ahead and um, show y'all. So this is, I think is this from, yeah, this is from Here's the Deal. Holy Poetic Justice. The police chief cries about ICE detaining and identifying law enforcement. I guess you shouldn't have allowed them to come into your state like that and feed the local residents there to them, thinking they were only going to target them. Right. So I think there's a lesson here. Right. So I think there's a lesson. Let me pull this. Oh, maybe they're going after the yeah. So here is from Here's the Deal. Go give him a follow on YouTube. It's probably got about, let's see how many, probably about 4,000 views. He's one of those channels that he's had a lot of subscribers. Well, he does have a lot of subscribers, but the shadow banning,
Mm-hmm.
The viewership
Yes.
is what they
The
so
algorithm.
the algorithm doesn't push the content even to the people that subscribe to his channel. So I think I'm gotta click the all bell notification. Still comes across my feed from time to time, but this is for educational purpose only. We do not own the copyright material, and Brian has given everyone the permission to share said content to help speed the process of the education part of this psychological operation taking place.
Hats, because in the past we've discussed thick. You need to hold on to your hats, because in the past we've discussed thick, deceptive, nasty, sticky, dark, twisted, ironic.
Is that Uncle Fester? Is anybody? Is y'all getting Uncle Fester vibes, or is it just me?
Yes, that's confirmed.
Hypocrisy in police departments before, but I don't think we've ever covered anything quite like this. I mean, look at this guy's face. This is the Brooklyn Park Police Chief, Mark Bruley, who says that multiple officers of color have been stopped by ICE agents who demanded to see proof of legal residence. So ICE is doing to the Brooklyn Park Police what the Brooklyn Park Police Department and other police departments, state and local, do to people like you and me every day as a matter of course. And they don't like it. They don't want to have to show their IDs to ICE. They want to be free to conduct their own business and travel along in life without being harassed, detained, arrested, or molested. So when the shoe's on the other foot, all of a sudden, oh my God, we got this huge problem. And let me tell you, apparently it's not a problem until it becomes your problem. Right, Chief? Listen to this nonsense.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mark Bruley, Police Chief of the City of Brooklyn Park. Behind me is a bunch of amazing police chiefs that are here in support of a very short but very important message that we want to share with you. What you won't.
First off, amazing police chiefs would have not allowed this to take place in their communities, their counties, and their state. They're supposed to stand between as defense.
Hey, Sheepdog, what are those eyes like? What's his name? It's something eyes. The ones where the white is all showing, because that's the vibe I'm getting from this guy.
Hear from any of us today is rhetoric of abolish ICE or that there shouldn't be immigration enforcement.
We don't want to abolish ICE. We're thin blue lines supporting bootlickers, just like some of you are toward us. It's just that we want to conduct the affairs of our own life without being harassed and stopped and molested and questioned.
The truth is, immigration enforcement is necessary for our national security and for local security. But how it's done is extremely important. In fact, we have a long history of working exceptionally well with our federal partners, including ICE agents. And
we're good boys and girls. I mean, when a crime happens in our area, we stand down and let the federal authorities like the FBI and the ATF and DHS and ICE come in so they can conduct their own operations. And we just act in a supporting role because we're good little servants.
We have seen the best of them perform their job extremely well in the past. With that said, recently, as the last 2 weeks, we as law enforcement community have been receiving endless complaints about civil rights violations in our streets from US citizens. What we're hearing is they're being stopped in traffic stops or on the street with no cause and being forced to demand paperwork to determine if they are here legally.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Doesn't people get stopped all the time? I've been asked for my ID how many fucking times? I'd be like, man, I just want to slap them with the DD-214, right? Like, quit asking me for my freaking ID, dude. So now here we got it. It's the roles reversed. Now all of a sudden they're talking constitutional rights violations out of nowhere. They thought that these officers consider the Constitution an ideological
until they want to use it.
And now all of a sudden they can pronounce the word Constitution. Isn't that funny? Like, people have been screaming this for years in this country. All right, but now the roles are being reversed, and you see how they act. You don't like it, do you? Your officers don't like it. So how do you think the community feels?
Exactly.
But
They're going to take their own medicine.
Home of the brave. Now over the speed limit. So in happiness is
In traffic stops or on the street with no cause and being forced to demand paperwork to determine if they are here legally.
yeah, I'm gonna need that. I need your license, registration, and insurance. Y'all don't get the paper thing?
Haven't they been doing that for a while to a lot of people?
Since I've been here, since as long as I've been on this planet, they've been. You have to have insurance, registration, your ID, all these freaking papers at a fucking traffic stop, like you're in a foreign country visiting.
What does the ICE agent tell the cop? Freeze before I say freeze again?
Freeze.
kind of like what you guys do to us every day. Hey, the reason I stopped you, the reason I've interfered with your pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness is because you got a tail light out back there, or your license plate light wasn't properly illuminated, or you didn't activate your turn signal when I thought you should, or you're going 6 miles an hour over the speed limit. So give us your ID. You got to prove your identity. By the way, I ran your plate back there. Your tags are expired. You thought you were free. You thought this was the land of the free, home of the brave. So this police chief is getting calls from people in his area saying, hey, we're being harassed by ICE agents. And they're like, hold on 1 second, will you? They're talking about being harassed by ICE agents. Hey, nobody moves in on our territory. We got the monopoly on force and power. Nobody harasses our people but us. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and write that down. But they didn't really have a problem with that, and they didn't really do anything about it until it visited their backyard, until they, the Thin Blue Line members, were the ones getting stopped by ICE. Check this out.
As this went on over the past 2 weeks, we started hearing from our police officers the same complaints as they fell victim to this while off duty.
Wait a minute. Police officers fell victim to being identified by federalized police forces as you make members of the community fall victim to you, Mr. Police Chief, and to your Thin Blue Line henchmen every single day of the week? Do tell.
Yeah, do tell.
Every one of these individuals is a person of color who has had this happen to them.
But they're persons of color with a badge, and if that person of color has a badge, then he's exempt from being harassed and manipulated and victimized. And oh, by the way, he's got a uniform on, except these guys weren't in uniform and they weren't carrying their badges, but they still need special preferential treatment. And we weren't going to do anything until ICE tipped the scales and started messing with us. Now we got a big problem with that.
In Brooklyn Park, one particular officer that shared her story with me was stopped as she passed ICE going down the roadway. When they boxed her in, they demanded her paperwork, of which she's a U.S. citizen and clearly would not have any paperwork.
So let me get this straight. This female officer who's accustomed to stopping whoever she wants for any reason she wants, demanding that victim's papers, all of a sudden had the same thing. Agents? Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
She became concerned about the
Wow.
They don't like when the tables turn.
Oh, yeah, like the tables turned.
Yeah.
That karma's a bitch, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry about the background noise, but I got to say it while it's fresh in my head. I'll be home in a minute. It'll be quiet.
Taylor Swift's song was.
Wait.
Okay. So it's like, the left hand doesn't talk to the right hand. And this is what happens when you're doing corrupt stuff. And I could just imagine, it's like if a cop pulls me over, I'm going to be like, I plead the fifth. I want to speak to my ICE agent.
Right.
That's not funny. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, well,
That's funny.
Instead I want to speak to my lawyers, like I want to speak to my
There we go. I got the laugh button because people don't laugh at my jokes, so I got the laugh button over here just in case. I could just hit that, and then it doesn't. Everybody doesn't leave me hanging.
Hey, so it's Sanpaku eyes.
Yeah, Sam Parker. That's me.
Yeah, this guy's got it going on a little bit.
Yep.
Oh, the
They said
Sampaku.
the Sam Parker's from stress, right?
Yeah. You got some
Mhm.
stress, bro? Got
Yeah.
stress?
Exactly.
Fuck you, you got stress.
That's like
You don't
that
know
Got
what
Milk
stress is.
campaign. Remember that Got Milk campaign?
Yeah, that was that was about the kids. I'm just scumbag. There's too many.
Had the same thing done to her by ICE agents? Oh no.
She became concerned about the rhetoric and the way she was being treated. She pulled out her phone
Oh,
in an attempt to record the incident. The phone was knocked out of her hands.
Just like you guys do to the rest of us all the time, and now you're crying about it?
Prevented her from recording it. The officer had their guns drawn during this interaction.
sounds like a pretty
And
much
after
traffic
the
stop
officer
in
became so
America.
concerned, they were forced to identify themselves as a Brooklyn Park police officer in hopes of slowing the incident and de-escalating the incident down.
So she pulled the I'm a police officer card. I'm one of you card. Guess what? We don't have that luxury. We can't just pull a card saying, we're part of law enforcement. We're off limits. We got qualified immunity. We've got absolute immunity. You can't touch us. I'm one of you. I'm part of the thin blue line. I'm part of the FOP, the Fraternal Order of Police. We're brothers.
I got a shiny badge. That's got to mean something.
The agents then immediately left after hearing this, making no other comments, no other apologies, just got in their vehicles and left. I wish I could tell you that this was an isolated incident. In fact, many of the chiefs standing behind me have similar incidents with their off-duty officers.
Yeah.
What?
We wish we could say it's an isolated incident that we've been harassed and
This is
detained and
video of the
arrested
year.
and preyed
Yes.
upon and economically terrorized and sometimes killed. Remember, this is the same state, Minnesota, where Philando Castile was killed after trying to follow the orders of Officer Geronimo Yanez before he was
Is that right?
mercilessly killed because Yanez mag dumped into his body.
Look at that gun drawn, shooting at
Yeah.
like this dude just robbed a bank. It's just a traffic stop, guys. How do traffic
But if
stops
they
lead
feel
to
like
deadly force?
if you grab something too quick or something.
Fuck, if you're scared, go home, dude. If you tell somebody give me your insurance and they're digging around trying to find all this paperwork you're demanding, what do you think? If you're that big of a if you're scared, dude, go home. Put down the gun, put down the badge. And if you're not willing to lose your life, if you're scared of losing your life in that line of profession, you need to go home. You're supposed to protect.
Well, the ICE agent wanted to see the officer's credentials because the police officer had an accent.
That's it. Mm-mm. Good point.
Yep.
I think you should show this a couple of like 5 times in a row.
Oh, there's going to be more.
This is a great video.
Yeah,
Oh, it is.
it's
Yeah, follow him. He does really good.
highly educational.
Oh, it's already tweeted. Oh,
Awesome.
Oh,
awesome.
shit.
yeah.
As before he was mercilessly killed because Yanez mag dumped into his body. Yeah, Philando Castile didn't have the luxury of pulling out a badge or saying, hey, time out, I'm one of you.
This isn't just important because it happened to off-duty police officers, but what it
Yeah, it is. That's exactly why it's important. There is no problem until it becomes your problem. And now it's your problem and you don't like it. Just like we haven't liked it for the last 4 decades with your brutality and force and violence and economic terrorism and arrests and kidnapping and all the shaming and all the killing that you guys have done in the name of officer safety.
did do is we know that our officers know what the Constitution is. They know what right and wrong is, and they know when people are being targeted.
He says they know what the Constitution is. Oh,
All of a sudden they know it.
all of a sudden it's not an ideology. All of a sudden the sovereign people that are trying to exercise their rights matter now, right? Oh, those protections matter to you, but not for us, right? That's crazy. He admitted they know about the Constitution. Okay, listen.
We know that our officers know what the Constitution
Okay.
is. They know what.
Bam. They all know it. So anything that happens after this out of his own mouth, they can be all held accountable because he just said. And not on top of that, they all swore an oath to protect the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So here we go. Now let's go. What you do is you go look at the record of that department, and you see all the rights violations and complaints.
Oh yeah, that's why they spent all those years doing that, doing FOIAs and everything. They were building a paper trail.
So this is what happens when you allow the federal government to come in and take over.
Right and wrong is, and they know when people are being targeted, and that's
utter
so they
BS.
know what right and wrong is?
That's utter BS because they are accustomed to doing the targeting and now they are being targeted and they don't like it. What a bunch of frickin' hypocrites, psychopathic, narcissistic hypocrites.
what they were. If it is happening to our officers, it pains me to think of how many of our community members are falling victim to
Why
this.
can't he have that same energy towards the people? If this is happening to my people in my county, right? That's the same energy he should be having when someone's rights gets violated by one of his officers. But he doesn't. They want to stand up for their rights. Now all of a sudden it's a fucking issue. This karma, man. It's karma like a motherfucker. I'm starting to really like this whole ICE idea. Maybe we could do this every state, every county. Let's start IDing everybody. Fuck it.
Day.
And we can't have competition in our neck of the woods. If you're going to fall victim to anybody, you're going to fall victim to us. The gosh darn Brooklyn Park Police Department, gosh dog it.
It has to stop. This behavior erodes the trust that these police chiefs have worked tirelessly for the last 5 years and theoretically the last 60 years to stop this exact behavior from happening.
Oh, they haven't.
Now, I want to be really clear. I've called lots of other ICE agents and HSI agents and have talked to a lot of individuals about this. This is not widespread.
It's just a few bad apples. You know, kind of like with us, you know, when there's something that happens that people object to and there's this nationwide outcry, it's just a few bad apples. Believe us, it's not systemic in any way, shape, or form. Just never mind. Don't look into the Knapp Commission that Frank Serpico brought to light from the back in the 1970s. And don't look into the Mullen Commission where they proved that everybody in the NYPD was actively involved in police criminality and brutality and theft. But other than all that, it's a completely isolated incident. I'm sure for the most part, the people in ICE are completely constitutional and moral, just like what's happening here in the Brooklyn Park Police Department.
This is not widespread. This is a small group of agents within the surge in the metro area that are performing or acting this way. As a matter of fact, as rumors of this had spread, I've received phone calls from ICE agents and HSI agents indicating this is not how they act. This is not what they do.
I bet that is a freaking lie. Prove it. Do you have that on recording? Let's hear it. Who were the agents that said that to you?
Regardless, we're calling to action that we have more supervision over the surge, that this type of civil rights violations have to stop.
And I agree. The terrorism and the tyranny of ICE, DHS, all the alphabet soup agencies under any administration needs to stop. But all tyranny needs to stop, whether it comes from a federal agent or a state or local law enforcement agent like you guys, including sheriff's departments. But I don't think it's going to stop, and I don't think you're going to learn your lesson here. And even though the problem has now become yours, although that's probably up in the air because you're probably lying to us too, so that you can kind of fit in with the rest of us. Hey, we understand what you're talking about. We've become victims of ICE too, but rest assured, we still lick the boot. We still love the thin blue line of the federal bureaucracy, and we still believe that it's only a few bad apples spoiling the whole bunch for everybody, just like happens in our ranks. So I want to know what you guys have to say about this. This is fascinating. It is ridiculously ironic and poetic. And I had to show it to you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you want to support this channel and you like these commentary videos, maybe you'll like some of my others. I got a whole bunch of them on my most popular playlist with millions of views that you probably haven't seen yet. And because of this Yahoo, they're all still very much in play today as they were the day that I made them. If you want to support this channel, you can do it for free. Just like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, grab a hard-hitting conversation starting shirt. The store link is in the description. Become a channel member. But more importantly, understand that the government and government agents are the armed, psychopathic, parasitic, narcissistic, lying, thieving, criminal gang members you were afraid would take over in the absence of a government you thought would protect and serve you. I'll see you in the next video.
There you go. We'll get that shared out. Let me put this share button here, copy that, hit that, put that in the YouTube. Here we go.
That's why it was in the Q stuff about them having to bring in men from other countries. So they're going after the cops because we needed people from outside to come in to do it so we could trust it got done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with them coming out on the news and saying they don't want them in their cities, right? Seems like they want the backing of the people to back them now. Right?
Forget about it.
So I think that the new Pope had something to do with that because of Unum Sanctum, right? Unum Sanctum, like when they said that they were free, the people or the forefathers thought they were free because the king granted them, said it, but then Unum Sanctum override that. That's ecclesiastic law, right? I think that came into play.
Show me the papers.
Yeah, it's like above the Constitution, which we are not party to.
I mean, this could be a thought. It's just a thought, you know. Nobody has any rights or wrongs, right? Wrong. So did the ICE come in and do their thing and this is the way they're going to pull them out? I'm just thinking, I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. It's possibly.
Man.
Exactly.
Because they violated their own, they took an oath to defend the Constitution, and they're allowing unconstitutional things to come into their state. So it's,
they allowed them in.
It reveals something. It
That's
shows
what they've
something.
been doing.
That's what right. So
when they sit back and don't, like with the FBI, they can run their FBI, but they don't. They cooperate with them.
Right. That's why you have, they all train, sheriffs and all that. They all have a relationship with the FBI. Right. They're partners and partners. They're not supposed to be partners. It's like the church and the state's supposed to be separate. Right. And then they also go train in foreign countries, in Israel, for instance, for example, with the IDF, and then they get taught all this unconstitutional shit. They come back to our country, put on this uniform, go out throughout the community and lay that law down, unconstitutional warfare on the people. And then, so it's really just coming full as the boomerang, right?
Right.
It's like if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything, and it's going to come back around and get you.
It's not like he even said, you know what, we get it. We get it why somebody might be upset. You know, they'll never admit to anything, those kind of people. Never.
Right.
No.
And
I
then
mean,
yeah. Go ahead, Dayna.
No, I'm just that was like from God. That was a gift.
Yeah.
That, you know, because it. Yeah, I get traffic tickets, whatever, you know, but you know that they're
You're
doing
such a
it
bad
to
person.
so many
You're a
people.
criminal.
They're doing it to
You're a
so many
terrorist.
people all day long. They're harassing and making people not even want to turn right on red. If the cops at the red light, the number one spot, people don't want to turn right on red because they're afraid they might do it wrong. How do you do that wrong? You know, like if they put the fear in, and it's not necessary. It was never necessary.
You shouldn't have
Never.
on your fucking toes when you're just trying to go to the store.
What is the police manual from Europe, right?
Yeah,
Well, think about the Monroe Doctrine, the Monroe Doctrine.
the Don
right?
Rowe Doctrine.
The Monroe Doctrine was the Western that the Western Hemisphere was off limits to further European colonization. Any attempt by Europe powers to interfere in the Americans would be viewed as a hostile act towards the United States.
Yeah. Did y'all
Hey,
hear
going
that?
back to the turn right on red, especially when there's a camera right there ready to take a picture of you if your tires were still in the crosswalk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I had a ticket mailed to me,
Dumb road.
$75 for not stopping like totally, but it shows me on video stopping for like a California roll.
Yeah,
They sent me a ticket for $175
yeah.
in the
Who
mail.
are these people to give us a ticket? These effers go.
Yeah.
It's a 55-mile-an-hour zone. They're doing 85 to get back to their barracks to have their lunch or go meet their girlfriends that are probably just 18. So please, they are the biggest hypocrites of all. They really are.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here's one example.
I told you, Sheep, I told you to take $175, lay it on the table, take a picture, and mail it back to them.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't mail nothing. So Miami Beach Mayor's office is now sending cops to your home. This is why this is happening. See this? So they're sending cops to your home to talk about what you posted. So now think about this other sheriff that just talked about constitutional rights and all that. Now look at this is in Florida.
Why do you think they told us to say we are not U.S. citizens? We are a Texan or a Floridian, right?
Yeah, because it's going to be federal agents.
Because U.S. citizen, you're under that
jurisdiction.
That jurisdiction, yes.
Right. You're right. So here we have a Miami Beach mayor's office is now sending cops to your home to quote unquote talk about what you posted. The UK has arrived on our shores. The British policies on intimidating speech are coming. This is what will happen if we don't fight it now, folks.
Picture to make sure it's you. We're not sure.
Okay.
Is that your account?
I refuse to answer.
There you go.
I refuse to answer questions. You don't have to answer shit. You don't even have to open the door or even let them in your house to show you the phone.
Exactly.
Right, can you imagine a post? Think about what you say online.
They were doing that in the UK, remember?
Let me read this thing. What does it say? Can y'all see that?
See it.
Here, let me. So the guy who, it says, this is from Raquel. She says, the guy who constantly calls for the death of all Palestinians tried to shut down a theater for showing a movie that hurt his feelings and refuses to stand up for the LGBT community in any way. They even leave the room when they vote on related matters. And they want you to know that you're all welcome here, clown. Does standing against discrimination also include the community? That's it? It's a joke, right? 'Cause this is on the Miami Beach community Facebook page. What?
Wow.
So they're monitoring.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Did she violate her freedom of speech? Huh.
You're right.
They hurt their feelings.
Wait till they come see me.
Oh, this is the feelings police. I get it. It's that new
Well, that picture you uploaded today, remember? It said it was hateful.
Oh yeah, I loaded the
So
picture up today on
disputed it.
Facebook and it says show me your papers and it told me I was sharing hate speech.
I disputed it and it said it was to bring awareness and they restored it. But yeah, they're doing that already.
Yeah, you can't even like compare them to Nazis or anything, even though their behavior is showing. Look at this. We're not in this isn't Nazi Germany. This is America in 2026, so they say.
Questions without my lawyer present. So I really don't know. I refuse to answer questions without my lawyer present. So I really don't know how to answer that question either
well,
way.
like I said, you're not
This
going to
is freedom of speech. This is America, right?
And
Veteran.
And I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
We're just trying to see if it's you, because if we're not talking to the right person, we want to go see who the right person
Okay,
is.
how can I help you?
So pretty much it's just a statement that was made as far as,
verbatim, it says the guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians tried to shut down a theater for showing a movie that hurt his feelings, and refuses to stand up for the LGBTQ community in any way. Even leaves the room when they vote and on related matters. Wants you to know that you're all welcome. Clown face, clown face, clown face. 3 days ago.
So you don't know if it was you?
Okay, so he read that and he thought, he still didn't go, wait, I'm not driving to this lady's house to talk about this post. This isn't even nothing. This isn't not a crime. So this is a smart
Seriously.
man right here, right? He's highly intelligent. He's got a badge around his neck, but yet he still couldn't figure out that what he's doing was unconstitutional before he even headed over to the house. He didn't even think while he was driving there. I'm literally at work fixing to go confront somebody about a Facebook post. Has he done this before? Has he done this? Did you sign up to be law enforcement to be a fucking brown shirt? And that's why you're not, this didn't click in your head that this may be wrong because it's in your DNA to act like this to people. So now we see the comparison.
I guess some people just don't have it in their DNA. That's the whole thing about this process. And they're showing their asses.
That's right.
You don't know.
But this might sound kind of stupid.
Whether that's me or not.
Okay.
The concerning part, and not concerning for the person who's posting it, when we're just trying to prevent somebody else getting agitated or agreeing with the statement, we're not.
What? You don't want to get somebody at, they're the feelings police. This isn't, they're for enforcing feelings. They're weaponizing the law enforcement as the feeling against the people who against speech they don't agree with. So that tells me that Miami Police Department is ran not by the people or not by, but a foreign nation, because they brought up Palestinians in there. They didn't like that word. This is Miami, Florida, not Palestine or Israel.
Right.
Right. So if you make a comment about that, they get triggered and then they come. So who's running Miami PD? Americans? Doesn't look like it. Looks like the feelings police from Israel is down in Miami. Look at the mayor.
Or agreeing with the statement. We're not saying it's true or not.
Keep in mind, Miami's where Netanyahu, the war criminal, showed up and did a speech at a synagogue and nobody showed up to arrest him. This guy didn't show up. Think about that. Think about who they open their doors to and allow in. And Netanyahu said, attack your enemies. Did they go, that was a threat. Did they go and arrest Netanyahu or charge him or knock on the door and say, hey, I know y'all are in here doing a video on for synagogue for whatever, because he was speaking in front of a synagogue and he was saying hateful shit, telling those people in that church about speech they don't like and that they need to attack their enemies. That was okay. But if you post about some shit on Facebook, they're going to show up to your door. But you allow war criminals, and they even sent they even allowed like 50 cops security around Netanyahu, all in Palm Beach. Didn't even say nothing to him. That's okay. Like crazy shit. But you'll show up at somebody's doorstep over a Facebook post.
Well, real quick, man, that's like I'm gonna have to get a laughter button after this one. That's like this paper airplane came out of that second story window. Is this your paper airplane? Do you fold the wings to the left? Is this your paper airplane?
All right.
Calls for the death of all Palestinians. That can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about. And
that can incite, her comment could incite someone to do something radical.
I wanted to get your side if it was you that posted that. I would think to refrain from posting things like that, because that can get something.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate your concern. I appreciate you coming.
She still has the free say whatever she wants, as long as she isn't threatening anybody.
Out here.
Okay,
That's it.
That is it. I'm going to maintain my amendment rights to not answer the question.
Right.
I hope
thank
that's
you for your
understood.
time. I appreciate it.
Thank you
Yeah,
as
have a good
well.
day, okay?
You as well. Thank you. Take care.
You're right.
Yeah.
You don't even have to answer the
Yeah, you don't even have to answer the door, entertain all that bullshit. Yeah, don't talk to the police. So they want you to trust them, but they don't treat you like they trust you.
Well, they're allowed to lie to us.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, if you're that kind of person that's allowed to lie in the first place, of course you're not going to trust anybody else.
So here's another story right here. Trump commutes the sentence of a congressman's son. Imagine that. It's not. It's all about who you know, right? Connections, getting people out. Because anybody else, the veterans would have been, are still in there with the same kind of charges. A lot of veterans, because they come home, they have substance abuse issues, and they fill up the prison system with these veterans so much that they even have to have special courtroom for veterans. That's how much they're processing these guys in there. But Trump commutes the sentence of a congressman's son. All right. So President Trump has freed an Arkansas congressman's son who was serving time on a federal methamphetamine conviction. According to a Justice Department clemency order dated January 15th, Trump has commuted the sentence of James Philip Womack, son of Republican U.S. Rep. Steve Womack. USA Today reports James Womack was sentenced in May of 2024 to 8 years. He didn't even do a year. Wow. So it's funny how they're okay with all these to passing these bills to fight war on drugs until their sons or daughters get caught up in it, right? But then they don't even do their time, right? But everyone else has to. So the 1992 crime bill that made it to where, like, if you get caught with even the minimum amount, you could do like make some years, right? So we're locking up addicts, not criminals.
Exactly.
So, and what that does is it destroys their lives in the future, because now you can't get out and even get a job, right? So that's the issue. Instead of fixing it, they get their kids out that they get caught up in it. See that? So James Womack was sentenced in May of 2024 to 8 years in prison. So he's probably done a year. And a $1,900 fine after being convicted of distributing more than 5 grams of methamphetamine. So that's not even hardly anything of methamphetamine. He got 8 years. Think about that. So instead of fixing the situation that's destroying the whole damn state. So court records show he had multiple prior drug-related charges, right? He shouldn't have been sent to a prison. He should have been sent to like a facility where he can get treatment, right? Unless a crime was committed in the process of doing said drugs, and like robbery, anything else, and then that's a whole nother ballgame. But so a White House official said the decision factored in James Womack's conduct in prison and serious health problems in the family. Oh, okay. Including his mother's abdominal cancer diagnosis and a brother with a seizure disorder who struggles to live independently. Though the commutation does not erase the conviction, though, and the 2024 sentence's requirement for Womack to serve 5 years of supervised release has been left intact, KTHV reports. Rep. Womack, who sits on the House Appropriations Committee, has represented Arkansas's 3rd District since 2011. I am grateful to President Trump for this gracious and thoughtful action, he said, adding that the commutation lets his son return home. Why don't we get the veterans out of there? Can we do this for like thousands of veterans that are in there within the same situation? Or even Americans that are in there with victimless crimes? Can we have the same compassion and sympathy for these people that lose their parents while they're in there over some drugs? Because people lose their parents, their mom, their dad, their kids while they're in there. They don't get to go home, even when they're sick and dying. So Trump calls to his wife and her medical team made an impression that I'll cherish forever. This content was created. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All right, so the next thing is we were talking about the Vietnam vets and the Agent Orange yesterday. And I want to show this. These are the new Agent Orange. This one was accidentally activated, but this phone coming out of there has PFAS in it. And they're using it for firefighting. So it's even local firefighters, military, the government, period, right? Now they're all being exposed to this, and they don't even realize what's being sprayed in there. And there's no fire in here. It was an accident we pulled. They got to clean all this up. So are they wearing the right PPE? How long does this stuff stay? So then we look at the right here. Part sprayed out on the ground. So then we fast forward here to service connected.
Hi, today we're going to be talking about firefighting foam. This is a hot topic in the news right now. And so we want to talk about what it is, who is it affecting, the conditions it causes, how this relates specifically to veterans, and so much more. So we hope that you'll join us for this discussion.
Yeah, all of us get trained in firefighting on the ship. So every sailor or veteran or anybody that's been in any kind of training like that with this foam needs to be tested for every chemical. So this is from Hill and Cotton. This is just a couple of minute video. So toxic foam exposure and AFFF foam explained. And then I have another clip here.
A type of firefighting foam called aqueous film forming foam, AFFF, is known to contain dangerous chemicals known by the initials PFAS, which have been linked with cancer. AFFF is designed to extinguish jet fuel and petroleum-based fires, and it's been used for decades by firefighters and U.S. military firefighters. Firefighters who are regularly exposed to the foam may have developed cancer. A number of cancers, including but not limited to breast cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer, prostate cancer, and testicular cancer, have been associated with exposure to the chemicals that make up AFFF. Companies including 3M and DuPont, among others, have sold AFFF products for decades. According to reports, the foam has been used around the country since at least the early 1970s. It's likely that the manufacturers of firefighting foams have been aware for decades that the PFAS chemical in AFFF could be toxic to humans. Research shows that the chemicals had been detected in the blood of workers at the PFAS manufacturing facilities and the blood of the general population by the end of the 1970s, and a decade later, these chemicals were found to cause cancer in animals. In 2006, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency launched a program to reduce PFAS emissions and product content by 95% by 2010 and 100% by 2015. Many of these manufacturers started using or making foams using the short-chain PFAS that was suggested to be safer for human health, although recent studies show it might not be. Prior to this, the AFFF manufacturers failed to take action to protect users of AFFF despite their knowledge of its potential harm. The manufacturers may have been careless in their design, engineering, manufacturing, testing, and release of these products. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with cancer after using AFFF firefighting foam, call 1-689-304-2660 to be connected with a partner of the Law Center near you for a free case evaluation.
All right, there you go. So this is some of the. Hold on, let me show you some of these clips here. It's strange. This morning I just got up and it hit me. I went over the AFFF foam and I was like, wow, Agent Orange, same thing. And we're seeing these sailors and soldiers, firefighters spraying the same thing.
In this corner at 57,500 tons. Libby, I don't think this is a microphone. Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. Today, we're going to be talking about AFFF, or
aqueous film forming foam. So that's an instructional video. I'll share that out. I'm not going to go have somebody teach me what that's a whole firefighting aboard ships. Here is what it looks like coming out of the top.
Why does this aircraft carrier suddenly look like it's covered in snow, even though the skies are perfectly clear? This isn't a weather phenomenon. It's the ship testing its fixed fire suppression system, releasing a thick layer of foam known as aqueous film forming foam, or ARF. For over 50 years, Arkansas, AFFF, has been widely used by the U.S. Navy to quickly extinguish fires caused by jet fuel on carriers. It's fast, effective, and reliable, but it comes with a serious downside. ARAFF contains PFAs, per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, chemicals that don't break down easily in the environment and can accumulate in the human body over time. Long-term exposure has been linked to cancer and other health issues. Because of these risks, the U.S. military has faced a wave of lawsuits and is now phasing out ARAFF. In its place, they're switching to a new, eco-friendly alternative called F3 foam. It's just as effective in putting out fires, but without the lasting environmental and health hazards. This shift marks a major step towards safer.
It's like 40 years later. It's like from the 70s to what, recently you decided to change it? Like,
How
why
many
so
stupid
slow?
people do we have in this country?
I don't know who's running this shit, but it's
I
got to
don't.
be people just profiting. Like, they don't give a shit about human life. They just care about their profits and selling.
Hi, my name is Stephen Davis. I'm a partner at Tor Herman Law, and I'm also the director of Mass Torts. Just wanted to give you an update on the AFFF litigation. There are bellwether trials, that means kind of tester trials to see how things go for kidney and testicular cancer cases. Those are currently scheduled for October 2025. The bellwether process is already underway for thyroid cancer cases and liver cancer cases also, though there's no trial date set for those. And the process is beginning now for the ulcerative colitis cases, again with no trial date set yet, but that'll be coming soon. We have seen a significant spike in the number of cases being filed just in the last couple of months. That's certainly indication that lots of people are noticing this litigation, people are paying attention, and it's putting a lot of pressure on the defendants. At the same time, we also know the government has begun the process of phasing out AFFF usage in government context, so in military context. And while that's not done yet, it does show that the government's taking this issue seriously, and the government is beginning to recognize the dangers associated with the firefighting foam. If you're already one of our clients, it means that your litigation is moving forward, your case is moving. For some of you, your case is already on file, and you've already seen the plaintiff fact sheet that asks for a lot of information that the defendants will use to evaluate your case. We need you to fill that out. If your case isn't on file yet, it will be soon, and you will be seeing the plaintiff fact sheet that we need you to fill out. If you aren't yet our client, but you believe you've been exposed to AFFF and have some injury from it, we need you to reach out to us. You can go to thlawyer.com and use the chat bot. That's a quick and simple way to find out if there's anything we can do to help you. Of course, you can always reach out to us and talk to us on the phone if that's easier. The court can't force an outcome. We can't force an outcome. The way we move things forward is by filing cases, getting trial dates, completing the discovery requests, that's the plaintiff fact sheets that we send to y'all. That puts the pressure on the defendants to begin to think about resolution. So I hope one day to make a video to explain to you guys the settlement process in these cases. But for right now, we just have to do the work of moving the cases forward. So reach out to us, we'll file your case if you meet our criteria, and then you've got to do your part, which is the plaintiff fact sheet. And that's the pressure point that we have to move these cases forward.
All right, so how did all this start? You know, where did all this come from? And we go to where most of our firefighting videos come from, the Forstall incident with John McCain. He was, as you can see right here in this interview, but this is what took place. That's John McCain. So right here, 7/29/1967, a flight deck fire killed 134 sailors and caused $528 million in damage and destruction. That's in, according to this video, that's 2017 dollars. Was Wet Start horseplay by John McCain the cause of the fire? So did the Wet Start ignite a Zuni rocket on the plane parked behind McCain, launching the Zuni into McCain's fuel tank, starting the fire? No, it's physically impossible. But because there was nothing behind McCain except ocean, there is no flight deck for a plane to be on. Right? And we're talking about the area left below the red line. I want to show the footage. See that? So what they were doing was spraying water and something else on it, and it was washing off the stuff that was supposed to put the fire out. But they were all of them were untrained. They only have so many people that at this time were only trained in firefighting. They needed everyone on the ship to be trained in firefighting. So everyone has exposure to maybe AFFF. It doesn't even matter if you went into the military as a gunner's mate in the Navy. You still had to learn firefighting. So this is I want to show the footage of the fire that'll show it. I think this is it.
Skyhawk. Flame from the A4's ruptured fuel tank has enveloped the Skyhawk and her immediate neighbors. Behind that curtain of smoke, two 1,000-pound bombs have already dropped from her wings onto the burning deck. Here, almost at mid-screen, we see a crash crew chief moving toward the flames with a Purple K fire extinguisher.
Now keep in mind, these are the videos that we watch in boot camp and throughout the military when we deal with the training. They show us this exact video right here.
Thought the trapped pilots in those planes. Away, two main fire parties are now on deck working close to the flame. But so far, only one hose is actually operating.
So that just put a lot of people right there. Fire is raining down on everybody.
The first explosion carries a message. The Forrestal is in deep trouble. It won't end here. The chain has started. And yet those who have survived it turn around and head back. There are buddies back there, and the chief with the Purple K is dead.
Another explosion. Chaos.
A fire at sea is the ultimate nightmare for any sailor. You can't run away from it. There's nowhere to go. It's a fight for survival. Your instincts have to be right. Your courage hemmed on like a badge. Following the third explosion, the first two fire parties had been virtually wiped out. The
All right,
fire
so
was
now
not
all the fire parties have been wiped out. What was left was untrained sailors that didn't know how to fight fire.
completely out of control. That great ship was on the verge of dying. To save her, other men were going to have to go back on deck, most of them without sufficient training in firefighting techniques. Topside, the only hope was that the explosions would somehow subside. Until they did, no firefighting team could possibly survive on deck. In all, during the fire's first 5 minutes, 9 major explosions would take place on the flight deck. It was already forming up, and they knew what they needed most on deck, the foam hoses. For some unknown reason, one or more of them know that it was necessary to perform certain manual functions on the flight deck and hangar decks to get them and the Forrestal's Island. Once this buffer zone was established, some of the damaged planes could be moved to safety.
Can't hear it.
Yeah, you just unmute me next time, Nadine. I was talking and I was looking at the screen. I didn't know I was muted. So here's an interview from No Name McCain. As you can see right here with the explosion, see how thick that steel is? Some really thick steel. Looks like, I don't know, well, at least an inch. It looks like, I don't know exactly how thick it is, but they blew a hole. And then all that fire and fuel went down into those are right below that is where sailors sleep. So imagine being in there, you're working night shift, you're trying to get some rest, and then fire breaks out, explosion right above your head where you're sleeping. See right here, they're having to throw stuff over the side. It's a hell of a mess to clean up, right?
I turned around and saw another pilot who was leaving his aircraft.
Here's No Name McCain.
And he had also jumped much the same way I did, only he had got a little more fuel on him and he was on fire. I turned and ran towards him. At the same time, people were headed towards the fire with fire hoses. I then, as I headed towards him, I got about 10 feet from him and the first bomb exploded. And this knocked me about 10 feet, and everyone who had been near me were all either badly maimed or killed from this explosion.
I heard the explosion. I turned around, the fireball came. So I immediately hit the deck and passed right over my head. Right after it went over, I got up, and there were 2 or 3 guys rolling around on fire on the deck. Everybody near them, we grabbed them. We tore their clothes off, and that's the last I seen of them. I started up forward to get a fire hose, and saw one of our officers jump out of his plane. He hurt his leg when he hit, so I helped him in the catwalk, asked him if he was okay, and he said, yeah. After that, I kept going forward to get a fire hose. That's when all the bombs started going off. I have no idea how anybody left the back part of that ship alive.
All right, so there we go. That started the hell out. All right, so we go to the AFFF phone.
Benicio.
I'm attorney Allison Reddick.
And so Allison and I are going to talk today about firefighting foam. And this is a hot topic, Allison, isn't it? I mean, like it's growing and everything. And we were hearing a lot about it on the news and different things. But the reason we want to talk about it specifically is because we feel as if though there's a lot of veterans affected by it. But let's start with the basics. So what is firefighting foam?
So firefighting foam is exactly what it sounds like. It is a foam used for fire suppression. It's used to cool the fire and coat the fuel, preventing its contact with oxygen, which oxygen exacerbates fires, resulting in the fire being extinguished in a more timely fashion and a faster, basically.
So basically it helps to put fires out. Yes. In general, any specific fires? I mean, why is this?
Yes. So specifically would be fires that are related to jet fuel and aircraft fires. Those combustion is so quick and they burn so fast that the firefighting foam helps extinguish it much faster than water would.
And I bet that's what's going to come up later. And that's how it's going to relate to our veterans that perhaps were around jet fuel and similar items. Maybe, hint, hint. Okay, that's all right. Does this foam degrade like other chemicals? Because it is chemical based, right?
Okay, so basically, firefighting foam is made out of man-made chemicals, so they're not naturally occurring chemicals. They are perfluorooctane sulfonate and perfluorooctonic, I butchered that, acid, so also known as PFOS or PFOA, and they are used to make items heat and water resistant. They're actually found in a variety of commonly used items like the takeout food wrappers, how they kind of have like that glossy feeling on them to keep things hot. Non-stick cookware, Teflon, and certain kinds of clothing. But the foams, they are called aqueous film forming foams, so AFFF. So those foams, we're just gonna call it foam. The firefighting foam contains high concentrations of those chemicals. And so these chemicals, now we know that they can be highly toxic. But what is so special about the makeup of this foam is that the molecules used to create it are a chain of carbon atoms or fluorine atoms that surround it. And that's one of the strongest bonds that can be made. Natural processes used to break down such bonds like water or grease can't break that down. So it's also very slippery and resistant. So that's what makes it useful, in that it can be utilized and not be broken down by water and can suffocate the flames and such quickly. But that's what makes it so efficient, is also what makes it so bad. Dangerous is that it can't be broken down. And the issue is that a lot of this foam, after you utilize it and spray down the fire, it gets into the groundwater. And so that's how a lot of veterans were exposed. There's a list of at least 90 military sites that their on-base or off-base drinking water contained higher than allowable, like EPA allowable volumes of the PFOs, OS, and PFOA chemicals.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess to just summarize, because it gets so confusing, this PFOS, PFOA, AFFF, it sounds like you're insulting someone, and really it's just all foam.
Yes.
Folks, you don't have to worry about which acronym is right, because it's a lot of information and it seems so complex. But what I think people need to pull away from this is that what you said, what makes it so effective is what makes it so dangerous. Like, it basically, extinguishes, right, a fire. But the fact that it can't be broken down, I believe that this is falling under the family of what they call forever chemicals.
Yes.
And the reason they're forever chemicals is because it will forever be in your water supply. It will forever be in your body. It will forever be a problem.
All right, but we have some solutions for getting that out of your system. We'll bring that here a little bit. Fiber helps break it down. So a lot of fiber. Also, share this with, you have any Vietnam vets? You have any, let's think about those Vietnam vets. Let's think about even the vets of today and the future vets. Think about being exposed to this stuff and how long it really takes for them to even acknowledge it and then remove it.
Bring it back then to how this is affecting veterans, because I do know that it's affecting a lot of veterans. So let's go back a little bit. What health conditions are associated with this?
So, like we discussed, it's found in groundwater. It's been found in the blood of fish. It's been found in...
So why is that important, found in groundwater and found in fish, right? This is why. I'm going to show you. This is taking place. And I don't know if these firefighters even locally know that they may be using this stuff. But here they are. Like, real quick, I'm just going to show you this. This goes into these draining the hose into the ground. He has sandals on with shorts, first off, right? Handling this stuff. He's just spraying it up into the ground, into the groundwater locally. Locally. They're flushing the foam system.
And it goes into the ground.
Yes. Look. Yay! Just put it down there, let it fall into the river. And then back into there. See that bristle back there? River back there. Look.
Yeah, well, they probably didn't have a clue,
No.
right?
So just to show you, when they talk about groundwater is found in the blood or in fish, I wonder why. Why do y'all think that is?
Shoot, we're so poisoned
human
up.
blood.
It's
And
not
so
even-
at higher
Right.
Are associated with this.
So, like we discussed, it's found in groundwater, it's been found in the blood of fish, it's been found in human blood. And so, at higher concentrations, it's still being studied that it can cause a lot of conditions. Some of the most common ones are prostate cancer, which already is something that is very common in a lot of veterans exposed to Agent Orange, which is similar. All of these, toxic chemical exposures causing these cancers. Mesothelioma is another, Hodgkin's lymphoma, multiple myelomas, kidney cancer. You can also have issues if you become pregnant and you've been exposed to it. You can have preeclampsia. Your babies can have low birth weight. It can disrupt the way your skeleton develops. It can have immune effects, thyroid effects. It's something we're just now starting to research, and we don't even know what other long-term effects can be caused by it. This is just the beginning.
Yeah. Who would you say is more at risk at developing health problems from firefighting foam? And is this a widespread problem? And the reason I ask it is, like, we know, for example, Camp Lejeune, the problems associated with the water, drinking water there for all those years. We've talked in the past about Fort McClellan. So my question is twofold. Who's more at risk? And is this a problem that is concentrated in a specific area, or is this something nationwide?
So this is definitely something nationwide. Camp Lejeune is one place, Fort McClellan is one place. The high concentration of these chemicals found in the groundwater have been found in over 90 bases and on-site military areas. I definitely think if we could include the link to the list, because I know that we have that list and I know we've talked about it in our blogs. And
Right. So you see how she says, talking about different military bases across the United States. Here's one in Huntsville, Alabama. Look at what they're fixing to spray. Here, let me put this on fast forward. So they have to spray all this out of there at some point. We'll put it on fast forward. Shut down the hangar bay. We'll go a little bit. So there's your alarm. They put plastic up on the wall so it doesn't get into the electrical systems. And then you get this. This comes out. There you go. And this is just a test. Now keep in mind, a 50-gallon drum of this is $7,000 for this chemical. And if that happened while you were down there, you would suffocate so it's good to get the hell out of there. All right. So there's that, just to show you.
And the people that are most likely to develop issues from that would be people who served at those areas. Most people who come in contact with these chemicals come in contact with such low concentration, but you know, the longer you stayed at a certain base and you drink the water every day and you showered and you utilize it, the more buildup you have of that chemical in your system and the toxic exposure. The obvious kind of people that would be exposed are actual people who use firefighting foam, the ones who are extinguishing the fires. I had a veteran who was a firefighting instructor, and so they would create fires and with diesel fuel and such and use the firefighting foam to put them out. He developed ischemic heart disease, and we were able to show that his exposure to the particulate matter of, you know, the fires in general and the firefighting foam caused his ischemic heart disease.
Okay, so pretty much anyone that used these chemicals on a regular basis, and I'm sure at the time they weren't thinking, oh, this is firefighting foam, I got to be careful with this. So
yeah, I think in 2019 they started getting rid of using the toxic types of firefighting foam. So it's been used for a while.
Sounds like a long time. What can a veteran, right? So let's bring it back to veterans. What can a veteran do if they were exposed to firefighting foam?
So first I would figure out if you were exposed, go to the link with the list of the bases and figure out if you have any of the conditions that I mentioned, if there is a connection, if you were stationed at one of those bases for a long time, you know, as we discussed, the buildup would be greater. And then I would reach out. This is something very complicated and something that you're not going to get service connected on the first try. It's not presumptive. There's not a ton of research on it yet, but that doesn't mean that, you know, this exposure didn't cause your conditions. Definitely file claims, definitely reach out for advice, and eventually you will get service connected for it.
And I just want to clarify, because normally we'll take cases once they've been either denied or a low rating percentage has been issued, correct?
Yes.
So once that happens.
Yes. If you file a claim and you're denied, once that happens, then we can look at the specific facts of your case and see if you had enough exposure to the firefighting foam to have a viable claim for.
Okay. So obviously, can you receive VA benefits from exposure to this foam in service and the development of a serious health condition? Yes. Okay. All right. What are your other thoughts? Any other experiences you've had with this foam and the difficulties involved with these cases?
I think this is just another one of the big areas that is going to come in the future. So, you know, first we had Agent Orange, then we had Gulf War syndrome. Now we're having burn pits and now this firefighting foam. It's something that there isn't a lot of research on the long-term effects, but the research that has been done shows that it's very damaging and that it's definitely becoming more of an issue. So even though the difficulty right now of getting service connected is pretty high because there haven't been a lot of claims for it, don't let that deter you from filing a claim, because the evidence is out there showing that these chemicals cause these conditions. And if you had significant exposure, you definitely deserve service connection for it.
Great. All right. Thanks, Allison. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Good presentation there. All right. So that is from Hill and Ponton, PA.
I have the number. I have the claim number for that if you want it. It's 1-800. You're flocked.
All right.
Right.
All right, there you go in the chat for that video there. All right, so here is.
Here's how to get forever chemicals.
Oh, hold on. Come over here.
Here's how to get forever chemicals out of that sweet bot of yours. Eat more fiber. A study out of Canada found that people who took fiber supplements every day for 4 weeks had lower levels of PFAS in their bodies. And this is not the first time fiber has shown potential to help us detox from PFAS. Eat your fiber, folks. Here's how to get forever chemicals out of that sweet bot of yours. Eat more fiber. A study out of Canada.
I like that. That was funny.
Sweet bot of yours.
Fiber, y'all. Fiber.
That sweet bot of yours. Eat more.
So that was creative. Good way. Oh, so fiber, right? Let's continue.
Fiber. A study out of Canada found that people who took fiber supplements every day for 4 weeks had lower levels of PFAS in their bodies. And this is not the first time fiber has shown potential to.
There you go. Right. But so this isn't.
Newsom just veto a bill
Your
that
boy.
would stop forever chemicals. There was a bill that would stop forever chemicals being used on, I think, cooking utensils. Like there's certain like non-stick cookware that has forever chemicals on it. If you're scraping it with like a metal spatula, it'll probably get in your diet.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
I think they were banning it. So
Why would
and
he
I
do
think
that?
he vetoed it. Yeah.
Why
He
would he do that?
vetoed a California bill banning cookware with PFAS's forever chemicals. It says the bill would cause sudden Newsom just veto a bill
Your boy.
that would stop forever chemicals.
So he vetoed it.
There was a bill that was stopped forever.
Right. So there we go. They are aware of it.
How do we get rid of the forever chemicals that's in our bodies?
Well,
I think they call it forever.
forever for a reason.
But there's got to be something. There's got to be something because they already showed that there's some things that,
Well, you know, God always provides a way.
yes, in the ocean that's cleaning. Actually, it's like some kind of, I think it's like some algae. They were saying that is consuming the plastic and the forever.
Yeah, they have something that's consuming the plastic ball that's out in the middle of the ocean. So PFAS is right here. It is formerly called forever chemicals, are a group of synthetic or fluorine chemical compounds that have multiple fluorine atoms attached, like she said. They're all listed in the PubChem, which is a database of chemical molecules and their activities against biological assays. The system is maintained by the National Center of Biotechnology Information. It's a component of the National Library of Medicine, which is part of the United States National Institutes. So they have PFAS in yoga pants. Get them yoga pants on, that yoga craze. So the waterproof fabric, food, wall paint, furniture, adhesives, mobile phone screens, shampoo, carpets, food packaging, firefighting foam, electrical insulation, and cosmetics. They are used in a wide variety of products. That's what I just read. So widespread use of PFAS began in 1938 with the invention of Teflon, or a fluoropolymer coating that resists heat, oil, stains, grease, and water. So many PFAS, such as PFOS and PFOA, pose health and environmental concerns because they are persistent organic pollutants. They were branded as forever chemicals in an article in the Washington Post in 2018. They move through the soils and bioaccumulate in fish and wildlife, which are then eaten by cheating. Residues are now commonly found in rain, drinking water. I'm just joking, cheating. I'm sure your fish are A-OK out there.
You're good, Drill Sergeant. You're good.
I'm sure you probably go get one tested, huh? Maybe you can catch one for us, have them go get send them in for an
I can guarantee you it's excuse me, it's cleaner in the lakes. I mean, it's still mercury and stuff, but I guarantee you catching a fish in our lakes is much better than getting it from the store.
Did you say it's still mercury in the lakes?
Oh, yeah, the fish have mercury. Our water is horrible everywhere. Nutrients, algae, like they've really, like I was gonna say, trust the science, my booty. they have used science more to chemical affect us and give us cancers and stuff rather than they did try to help us. So you can kiss my butt when somebody says trust the science because it's right there. The PFAS. There's your science right there. And all your residues and all your stuff and all your poisons. Trust the science right there. That's some crap. But yeah, I'd rather eat a fish out of a local lake than and probably get about 70% less mercury, you know.
Right. So residues are now commonly found in rain, drinking water, and wastewater. So due to the large number of PFAS, it is challenging to assess the potential human health and environmental risk. So exposure to PFAS, some of which are carcinogens and endocrine disruptors, has linked to diseases and health conditions including cancers, colitis, thyroid disease, sub subtominal antibody response or decreased immunity, decreased fertility, right? We were talking about fertility and the youth are, one guy said he's got more plastic in his balls than anywhere, right? So that messes with your reproductive male organs, decreased fertility, hypertensive disorders in pregnancy, and fetal and child development issues, obesity, and even high cholesterol. So the use of PFAS has been regulated internationally by the Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants since 2009. Isn't that funny? They have a convention for Stockholm when there's like Stockholm syndrome. So with some jurisdictions such as China and the European Union planning further reductions and phase outs, however, major producers and users such as the United States, Israel, imagine that, and Malaysia have not ratified the agreement, and the chemical industry has lobbied governments to reduce the regulations. So the lobbyists are reducing the regulations at the detriment of us getting sick, which is good because it helps out the medical industry and cancer treatment and all that other shit. So everybody's winning on this. So that's why it hasn't been removed. You get it? The lobbyists, they go in there and they pay them. These big companies pay the lobbyists to pay the politicians to reduce regulations, not increase. So the United States and Israel are both major producers. So due to health concerns, several companies have ended or plan to end the sale of PFAS or products that contain them. So PFAS producers have paid billions of dollars to settle litigation claims, the largest being a $10.3 billion settlement paid by 3M for water contamination in 2023. Studies have shown that the companies have known of the health dangers since the 1970s. DuPont and 3M. Y'all remember when DuPont and all that were what they destroyed the land around that one plant?
Yeah.
Even the farmers in the area, their cattle was dying, and they tested the water, and it was freaking off the drain. It was coming out of the drains of the DuPont facilities.
Where was that at? That was bad.
Yeah, the DuPont family was bad, bad, bad.
It dumped their waste everywhere too. It was horrible.
Yeah. So in order to get rid of these waste that these plants produce or these chemical places produce, they produce like waste, right? So they take that waste and they turn it into something else that they can put in a product to get rid of it because it would cost them billions of dollars to do it correctly. So they just figure out ways to how do you get rid of this grease right here? Oh, we'll turn it into cooking grease for chicken, Crisco, right? So now you're cooking chicken and grease that is really a waste product of a chemical plant that they can't get rid of because it costs too damn much. So then they care more about profits, maximizing profits than maximizing the way they handle certain things and disposing of it. They'd much rather just dump it into the earth or give it to us to consume in some form or fashion, and then everyone profits off of it. So it's a win-win situation for the corporation and this whole system that they have set up. So DuPont and 3M were aware that PFAS was highly toxic when inhaled and moderately toxic when ingested. So external costs, including those associated with um, remediation of soil and water contamination, treatment of related diseases, and monitoring of pollution, may be as high as US as US as 17.5 trillion annually, according to Chemsec. So the Nordic Council of Ministers estimated health costs to be at least $84 billion in the European Economic Area in the United States. PFAS attributed disease costs are estimated to be at $6 to $62 billion in January of 2025. The cost of cleaning up. Now listen, toxic PFAS pollution in the UK and Europe was stated to exceed the $2 trillion over the next 20 years, averaging $84 billion annually. So the market for PFAS was estimated to be 28 billion in 2023, and the majority are produced by a small number of multinational companies. And sales of PFAS, which cost approximately $20 per kilogram, generated a total industry profit of $4 billion per year on a 16% profit margins in 2023. All right, so here's some of the pictures of that forever chemical fluorine containing durable water repellents, makes fabric water resistant. So they put this in your yoga pants, your water resistant clothes, and then you run around in it. It gets all absorbs all in through your skin. The biggest organ on your body is your skin. So here's what they put on that to make so that the sweat or rain drips off of your clothes.
Yeah, they were talking in chat how much they like their yoga pants, and I want to thank you, ladies. I like them too. Thank you very much.
So here's
Try
the water.
detoxing. Detox. You get rid of your parasites. Stop. Oh, you know what? If everybody just could, I know not everybody likes cayenne pepper, but if you eat cayenne pepper with rice and beans and just do that, and then like maybe an hour later take a couple of charcoal pills. I do that, and I also use lymph node tea to get your lymph nodes all the whatever moving. It just seems to work. It's just with keeping myself cleaned out and hopefully doing the right thing.
Nadine, don't remind them to take the day off the next day.
For what?
Oh, I thought that was like a cleansing thing.
No, if you just do it, if you start something, like you just keep doing it. You don't like maybe every 4 days you have something with cayenne pepper, and then you take a couple of charcoal pills to. It's just an ongoing thing. It's not something that you just do once. You have to detox all the time.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna purchase my laughing button because that wasn't funny. I'm gonna get a laugh button.
That's your laugh button.
Cayenne pepper is good. I do a liquid one, but man, that stuff's hard to get down. But I do it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, Mickey. Cayenne pepper and beans. I say take the day off. Like,
Yeah, if really detoxing has to be an all the time thing that you're thinking about doing tinctures and this health thing is not just a every so often thing. This is all the time. You've got to be thinking about this stuff now.
I guess you should call your boss, tell me you're gonna take the next 24 hours off, and then order your cayenne pepper and your bidet and get all ready.
Right. Yeah, you probably need a day off of that. For real.
Yeah. So a lot of lessons being learned. We're repeating history. We also had the Davos meeting this week, right, guys? I want to share a little clip here. So this is Yuval Herrera says AI is going to take over anything made of words and including books-based religions like your Bibles and Qurans and whatever all that. Judaism calls itself the religion of the book, and it grants ultimate authority not to humans, guys, but to words. So what happens when the greatest expert of the holy book is an AI? We're about to find out.
As far as putting words in order is concerned, AI already thinks better than many of us. Therefore, anything made of words will be taken over by AI. If laws are made of words, then AI will take over the legal system. If books are just combinations of words, then AI will take over books. If religion is built from words, then AI will take over religion. This is particularly true of religions based on books, like Islam, Christianity, or Judaism. Judaism calls itself the religion of the book, and it grants ultimate authority not to humans, but to words in books. Humans have authority in Judaism not because of our experiences, but only because we learn words in books. Now, no human can read and remember all the words in all the Jewish books, but AI can easily do that. What happens to a religion of the book when the greatest expert on the holy book is an AI?
There you go. And think about your children that are being born like today, and then over the next 10 years, they're going to be born into this world. They're not going to know that religion was anything. Like, they're going to look back at what you all did and say, wow, they went to church, they did this, that, and the other. They read from the books. They had another human teach them. What was that like? What were those? Grandpa, can you tell me what it was like to go to church and somebody read scriptures to you? Right. So there you go. If it has words, it's taking it over. So now is it God's word, or is it going to become AI's word?
Do you know?
So they get the hands of God out, like they get the hands. See, this is the all digital world laid out like a map, digital. See, here's the humans in the front, not realizing. Like, see the two timelines merging, the digital with the physical and the spiritual. Well, they're trying to take it all over, but they can't take the spirit.
That's right.
Or they can't copy that on there. They can just have AI give you their interpretations based on all the books uploaded into its system. That's what it's doing, uploading all the books from the libraries, Congress, and all that's getting loaded into
The cloud.
into the cloud. I think it's already there. But
Oh, yeah. That's why we're able to find everything we want on the internet.
so that's that. So Israeli historian, he's talking about. So this is at the World Economic Forum that artificial intelligence will eventually take over all religious texts. He predicts that AI will control every major world religion, including Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Harara pointed out that Judaism defines itself as the religion of the book, granting ultimate authority to words rather than to people. So what happens when the greatest expert on the holy book is AI? So we got winter storms coming in over the next few days, going into the weekend. Here we got, this is Chicago. As you see the flood they're already having, I've seen this so many times on the news. It's like this, when this happens, it's crazy, isn't it? Anybody ever got caught in one of these?
Wow.
No, but that would be something else. That would be like feeling like you're on another planet, like in some kind of movie, really.
And it freezes
You'd be
cold like that.
disoriented.
Oh,
Yeah, disoriented. I just, and that's if you're not hurt, you probably
exactly.
got hurt.
This is what happens in Texas whenever we get a half inch.
For real. People cannot drive here. I'm serious.
If it snows in Texas, you might as well stay home because nobody knows how to drive in it here.
Oh, you know what? Kathy Hochul, she put out a thing saying that we're not supposed to break for animals. I mean, how can you not? Like that's like such a basic instinct that you would break if you saw an animal
Well,
running.
what do they consider an animal?
They're probably humans, right?
Don't break for them animals.
There's no Teslas there. They would have never even made it to that.
Yeah, so I think there's going to be a lot of issues with the weather coming up in the next few days over the week. Got to wrap the pipes and all that good stuff and drip the water. Try to stay home. Try to make sure you got a few days in case you get, keep you safe. Make sure you got enough food and water and all that stuff so you don't have to get out of the house before it all comes, and just relax with a good book and some next to a heater and stay warm and let this shit pass. Don't get out there on that road if you don't need to. Right.
Yeah, and have some water put in some kind of jugs or something so that if you need it, you can just, in case it does freeze, because I did have them freeze up on me here in the kitchen. And having water on hand is good. I have it in glass jars.
There's my package. I was wondering why the FedEx didn't make it here. Look at them. They're both sitting right there on the side of the damn road.
I know. I'm waiting for my chill doggies. And yeah, I still
Well, they're
didn't get 'em.
definitely chilling.
Yeah, they are.
If you got a package late, they got caught up in a.
This is going to be extra potent.
Right.
All right, so that's the weather section for tonight. If you do, you can always pull out one of these bad boys and take your ass to work in a. Is that a snow ski? It's cold. Yeah, but some people. But that's all we got for tonight, guys. Have a great rest of the night, and we will see y'all in the morning chat with Miss Nadine and Mr. Cheating. Will be there with us along with the rest of the crew.
Yeah, and some more first timers that come along, and open their throat chakras.
Oh yeah.
Good night, everybody. Have a good rest of the day. Hey, hey, hey.
I like that. Night, everyone. Love y'all.
Like I got the hey. You bringing it the hey, hey, hey.
Video.
Hey, hey, hey!
Oh.
There you go. All right, love and light.
To all of you who are still playing for the darkness, trying to extinguish our light, we don't need man-made weaponry. We have an arsenal of angels at our fingertips. I wouldn't want to be you in this season.
Dear America, I'm riding cause the vibe feels wrong. There's an agency out moving like it's running the lawn. Day knocks on the door at folks' tents in the street. Everybody whispering, is this how lost you meet?
We were promised Constitution, promised limits on the mind.
But the rules keep getting twisted when the badges hit the lights.
So I'm sending you this letter cause the truth's been out of touch.
And the people won't stay silent when enough becomes enough. Hands up, heart strong, we remember we belong. Rights written in the pages, we've held them all along. We're the voice, we're the witness, we're the ones who stand tall. Dear America, we're rising, we're not letting you fall. Awareness is our armor, truth is our shield. We're the people united, and we're staying in the field.
Let's talk about the elephant that's stomping through the hall. How fear becomes a tactic when the system starts to fall. How the force says no entry without a judge's hand, but the knock keep getting louder all across this land. How the fifth says stay silent, you don't owe them a word. How the first is keep recording, let your truth be heard. We ain't enemies, America, we're the ones who care. But we can't stay quiet when the people feel scared.
Hands up, heart strong, we remember we belong. Rights written in the pages, we've held them all along. We're the voice, we're the witness, we're the ones who stand tall. Dear America, we're rising, we're not letting you fall. Awareness is our armor,
This ain't left, this ain't right, this is human and real. It's the tension in the neighborhoods, the fear that we feel. It's the duty of protection, it's the promise of the law. It's the cracks in the system that we can't ignore at all. It's the right to be safe, it's the right to be heard. It's the right to be treated like your life still is worth. So I'm writing you this letter cause the people deserve a country that remembers who was meant to serve.
Fourth Amendment on the doorway, Fifth Amendment in my breath, First Amendment in my camera, 14 says we all deserve respect. Common law says no harm, human rights say let us live. Dear America, we're asking for the justice you can give, yeah. Hands up, hearts strong, we remember we belong. Rights written in the pages, we've held them all along. We're the voice, we're the witness, we're the ones who stand tall. Dear America, we're rising, we're not letting